Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Jack. One evening, as he was getting ready for bed, he realized something terrible. He had lost his toothbrush. "Bang!" he exclaimed loudly, searching all over his room and asking, "Oh no!"
Where is my toothbrush?
But in the midst of all the noise, he forgot that a little mouse named Maggie lived in a corner of his room. Maggie thought, "What a commotion, looking for a toothbrush." She popped out from behind the sofa and said,
Squic Squic.
"You've gone." Jack looked under the bed and in the closet, but the toothbrush was nowhere to be found. "Do you want to look together?" Jack asked with hope in his eyes. "Nibble, nibble, of course," replied Maggie, and they searched the entire room together.
Squic Squic.
"What's that sound over there?" Maggie asked, hearing a faint squeak from behind the bookshelf. Jack looked behind the shelf, and there, stuck to a colourful book, was his toothbrush. "Hooray, hooray, we found it!" he shouted with joy. "Munch, munch! Now it's time for bed, because tomorrow is a preschool day," Maggie reminded him, and Jack froze in fear. "Boo, boo, but I don't remember where I hid my shoes." "Choo, choo, don't worry, let's look together," suggested Maggie, and off they went in search of Jack's missing shoes. "Tramp, tramp, maybe under the desk," Maggie suggested. "Now, here's a question for you, dear child. Where do you think Jack hid his shoes? Maybe in the toy basket or under the blanket?" In the end, Jack found his shoes, and together with Maggie, they hurried off to bed. "Choo, choo, but now it's time to sleep because tomorrow is a day full of adventures," reassured Maggie. The next morning, Jack's mom came into the room and smiled, seeing the toothbrush and shoes. "You're not going to preschool today, Jack. The whole family is going on a trip," she announced. "Hooray, hooray, a trip!" shouted Jack, and Maggie hopped around with joy, singing, "Squeak, squeak, what fantastic news!" And so Jack, Maggie, and the whole family set off on a magical journey filled with laughter and adventures. Now, dear child, where do you think they went on their trip? Perhaps to a magical forest or maybe to the seaside. Choo, choo, it's bedtime now. See you in the next story.